So the next question I have is actually one that was given to us by Leah, who's also one of our instructors. And the question was, for small businesses that have a national audience, but a small or limited budget, what's the number one marketing channel or maybe marketing activity that you recommend? You know, a lot of people, of course, feel like, especially when they're in our program, they often tell us they're drinking from the fire hose of options.
Yeah.
And I know that's a hard question because is there really one thing that works for everybody? Not really. But is there one thing that is really valuable, I think, for the small business world?
Yeah. I think that as a small business, when you have very little bandwidth and resources to invest in web marketing as a whole, you need to be extremely careful to invest in the channels that fit into the overlap of three things. So let's imagine a Venn diagram, right? We've got our three circles. Circle number one is things you are uniquely good at. So if you say like, oh, I feel like I should do content marketing, or I feel like I should do video, but you're terrible at video and you don't like doing it, that is probably a bad choice for you, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't bother with it. Maybe you're great at PowerPoint. Go with SlideShare, right? Like, make cool slides, put them up on the web, whatever. Maybe you're great at maybe you're great at photography. Do some cool Photoshop stuff. Do some great photography. Invest your time and energy into that. Maybe you're awesome at public speaking and events. Great. Do events, right? Get out in the real world. Maybe that's the traffic driver for you, and you can rely on all the links and reference points that come back from all the events you participate in to help drive up, your search rankings and get your links and send you traffic and awareness and branding and all that. I don't encourage anyone to pursue a channel that they are not passionate about and they don't think they can be great at. Yeah. So that's number one. The second one is you have to choose places where your audience actually dwells. And where their influencers dwell. So if you go, man, I'm great at presentations. I love speaking at events, but no one from my target market comes to events, nor are they influenced by it. You know what? Take that one off the table. Maybe go to the second thing you're passionate about and good at. And then I think the third thing is something where you can deliver unique value. So, somewhat separate from the passion debate, this is about saying, are there already 10 people in this field providing value to the market in the same way that I am on the web? And that could be in terms of their SEO value, it could be their content value, it could be the value that they get by interacting with folks on social, whatever it is. You need to find that area. So those three: unique value, thing that you're passionate and good at, area where your audience is. You pick that one, you're going to be good.
Awesome. I really appreciate it. It's funny, we recently ran into students at an event, and one of the students, the testimonial for our school was that I had given her in class permission to hate Twitter and not use it.
Yeah.
And she was like, we're doing great without Twitter. Everything else is awesome. And I was like, well, you just proved my point, which is don't do something that you really don't like.
I
argue why it's just not going to work.
I don't do Facebook. Like, Facebook is the number one social network. It is absolutely huge, and I haven't logged into my personal account in more than a year.
Yeah, that's so funny. I hate Facebook. Yeah. So I often tell people in class, I'm like, I'm going to say something really taboo. I wish we could scrap Facebook and I would use Twitter every day.
Yeah, I love Twitter. I mean, I think it's it's the network that I get the most value from.
Me too.
I love my feed. It's a wonderful way to connect in all sorts of ways. But I will say, Facebook is still the biggest traffic driver of the social networks by 5-10x. So you need to be aware of that, but I think it's also important to realize that one of the very interesting things about Facebook is that if you look at the top, I think it's between top 100 and 500 sites that receive traffic from Facebook, they are getting something like 70 or 80% of all the traffic Facebook sends. So it's a very different distribution to Google, where Google sends tons of traffic. Overall, I think it's 10 or 12 times the amount of traffic that Facebook sends overall, but also to a hugely distributed set of hundreds of millions, billions of different websites. Facebook is very concentrated in the head, right? We all read the same stuff, Huffington Post and BuzzFeed and whatever those NY Times and Fox News, et cetera, right? And that content kind of saturates Facebook. The random blog post you put up about how to do better small business marketing for restaurants. Might be awesome in Google. Probably not going to do so well on Facebook.
Yeah. It's funny, I'm a member of the blog Medium, and I love that they send me like a recap of the things they think I like every week.
Yeah.
And Medium is just so much interesting, like people are writing this amazing content, and that's the kind of stuff where I agree. I'm like, that stuff's not going to go anywhere on Facebook. It doesn't have the mass appeal. It creates too much drama,
Yep.
that sort of thing. But it's like, I love getting those little tidbits where I get to learn something new or hear something I haven't heard about, or read somebody that's not getting a lot of play in the other social media worlds. It's been nice to find them other places.
I think it's, Facebook is sort of mainstream internet, and then there's like hipster internet, right? And it's not really hipster. It's more niche, right? It's customized internet, and I think you get that from other from Twitter, from
Absolutely.
Pinterest, from Google, obviously.